Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Poplanex.it. All began on what seemed like a typical night. A gathering that promised laughter, music, and celebration. Guests mingled, sipping on drinks, smiling as the soft glow of lights bounced off the walls and a curated playlist of smooth beats filled the room. People laughed, complimented outfits, and shared stories, unaware that the air was quietly thickening with tension. For weeks, subtle friction had been simmering beneath the surface between Remy Ma and Claressa Shields, unnoticed by most attendees, but very much alive. Neither of them had spoken publicly about their differences, but those who followed them closely on social media had seen hints, cryptic posts, sharp captions, and comments that carried a sting just beneath the surface. Tonight, however, the undercurrent of frustration and unspoken resentment would finally break through, and no one in the room was prepared for what came next. Remy Ma had entered the party with a determined look, one that hinted she wasn't just here for small talk or casual enjoyment. Her friends noticed it immediately, whispering among themselves and exchanging concerned glances. She scanned the room, eyes locking onto Claressa Shields across the crowd, and in that moment, it became clear that confrontation was inevitable. The music seemed to dim in significance as the tension built, conversations faltered, and a subtle hush fell over those nearby. Guests tried to act casual, pretending to enjoy the party, but the energy in the room shifted palpably. The tension was electric, and everyone felt it, the anticipation, the fear, and the excitement coexisting in the same charged atmosphere. Without warning, Remy Ma moved, her steps purposeful and unwavering. Claressa, initially oblivious to the full intensity of the approach, looked up and froze, her eyes widening in realization. The room seemed to slow, everyone holding their breath, as they sensed the storm about to hit. Whispers spread among the crowd, "Is she really going to do it? And this can't be happening here." Phones appeared in hands almost instinctively, the need to capture the moment overpowering any desire to intervene. Some guests stepped back, trying to make space, while others inched closer, drawn by a mix of curiosity and shock. When Remy finally reached Claressa, the air itself seemed to crack. Voices rose, first in sharp words, then in a heated exchange that made everyone around flinch. Accusations were hurled, voices quivering with both anger and hurt, the raw emotion impossible to ignore. Claressa Shields, visibly startled, attempted to back away, raising her hands defensively, but the room was too crowded, and Remy's presence was imposing. The intensity in Remy's eyes and the force behind her words conveyed months of unspoken grievances, years of subtle betrayals, and feelings that had been carefully bottled up until this exact moment. Every syllable she spoke carried weight, punctuated by the emotions she could no longer contain. Security rushed in almost immediately, trying to separate the two women and prevent the scene from escalating further. But by the time they intervened, the damage had been done. Cameras had already captured the confrontation from multiple angles. Clips circulated within minutes, showing Remy's fiery expression, Claressa's startled reaction, and the chaos of the surrounding crowd. Guests whispered, some in shock, others in excitement, realizing that they were witnessing history in real time. Those who had been standing nearby described a surreal scene, as if the room had transformed into a battleground fueled by raw emotion, personal history, and public scrutiny all at once. The incident didn't stop with verbal exchanges. Gestures, movements, and body language became amplified, each subtle shift loaded with meaning. Remy's posture was assertive, unwavering, while Claressa attempted to retreat while still trying to maintain composure. The tension between them radiated outward, creating ripples that affected everyone in the room. Friends and associates found themselves pulled into the orbit of the conflict, some trying to mediate, others merely watching, unsure of how to respond. The room's energy was chaotic, fear, shock, and curiosity mingling in equal measure, leaving an impression that would linger long after the party ended. What made the confrontation even more gripping was the emotional intensity behind it. Remy Ma's anger was more than just surface-level frustration, it was rooted in betrayal, pride, and a long history of unresolved conflict. Claressa Shields, on the other hand, displayed a mix of fear and defiance, trying to stand her ground while grappling with the unexpected ferocity of the attack. Witnesses later described feeling a palpable tension in the air, a pressure that seemed to press down on everyone, making it impossible to look away. Even those who tried to act indifferent couldn't help but notice the storm brewing in the center of the room, understanding that this was not an ordinary confrontation, but a moment that would be dissected and replayed for weeks to come. The chaos extended beyond the immediate verbal clash. Guests reacted in ways that ranged from instinctive protection to stunned observation. Some tried to physically intervene, stepping between the two women, while others simply raised their hands in disbelief or whispered frantic warnings. The soundscape of the room shifted dramatically. The music that had once provided a backdrop for celebration now seemed drowned out by gasps, exclamations, and the rapid fire of phones capturing every detail. Each flash of a camera and every recording became a testament to the intensity of the moment, turning a private conflict into a spectacle that would soon reach audiences far beyond the walls of the party. Meanwhile, the emotions in the room were contagious. Fear spread quickly as guests worried the confrontation could turn physical, while excitement surged as people realized they were witnessing a rare and unfiltered glimpse into the personal lives of two prominent figures. The interplay between anticipation and shock heightened the experience, keeping everyone on edge. People exchanged glances, some whispering frantic updates to friends, others silently hoping that security could regain control. The combination of raw human emotion and high stakes created a moment that felt cinematic, a live story unfolding with all its unpredictability and intensity. Even after the immediate clash subsided, the aftermath left a lingering tension. Remy Ma and Claressa Shields had both taken steps back, but the air remained charged with unresolved emotion. Conversations continued, whispers filled the room, and phones kept recording as guests tried to process what they had witnessed. Observers noted the expressions, Remy's unwavering intensity, Claressa's cautious defiance, and the anxious anticipation of those caught in between. It was clear that the confrontation would not be forgotten anytime soon, that the ripples would extend far beyond the party, affecting relationships, reputations, and social dynamics in ways that no one could yet fully predict. In the end, the incident became a turning point, not just for those involved but for everyone present. What had begun as a simple night of celebration had transformed into a dramatic confrontation that captured raw human emotion in real time. The mix of anger, pride, fear, and excitement made it impossible to ignore, and the consequences would echo far beyond the walls of the party. Videos, eyewitness accounts, and social media clips began spreading within minutes, ensuring that the story would reach a global audience almost instantly. Guests left the scene buzzing with adrenaline, recounting the events repeatedly, each telling more animated than the last. What had been a night of fun had now become a defining moment in both Remy Ma's and Claressa Shields' public narratives. A vivid and unforgettable clash that would dominate conversations for weeks, if not months, to come. Thanks for watching. Pop Links is where the hottest stories live. Hit subscribe and stay part of the fam.